Code 434. Arson, damage to property.
Section 434 of the Canadian Criminal Code states that every person who intentionally or recklessly causes damage by fire or explosion to property that is not wholly owned by that person is guilty of an indictable offence and liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years. This is otherwise known as arson, which is the offence we will be examining in this video.
Imagine this, an arsonist sets a house on fire. In order to prove them guilty of the crime, we must first prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they not only committed the guilty act, the Actus Reus, but also they had the guilty mind, or the mens rea.
Meet Tom and Jerry. They are rivals and don't seem to like each other very much. Tonight, they're both supposed to throw parties that have had everyone talking for months.
Tom becomes more and more worried about his guests not showing up and going to Jerry's party instead. When he tells his friend this, his friend suggests that they do something so no one would be able to attend Jerry's party, like setting the house on fire. This idea excites Tom and his friend is very eager to help. So Tom and his friend start planning out how they're going to burn the house down, even though they both know it's illegal.
Eventually, the time comes for Tom to put his plan into action. He waits until Jerry's house is empty, and with the help of his friend, he sets fire to the house. After cleaning up, another friend helps them escape the scene of the crime. Although ultimately Tom completed what he had hoped to achieve, it came with a price. 2 weeks later, Tom and his friends were arrested and imprisoned for partaking in a crime called arson. Let's examine the elements of this crime.
In order for an unlawful act to be considered a crime, two things must be proven, both Actus Reus and mens rea. In the case of Tom and Jerry, the Actus Reus is when Tom physically set Jerry's house on fire. The action of causing damage by fire to someone else's property is a violation of the Criminal Code of Canada and is considered an offence for which one can be imprisoned up to 14 years. However, the act alone will not make a person guilty unless the mind is guilty as well.
The guilty mind, or the mens rea, in this scenario, was evident during the planning and carrying out of the crime. Tom and his friends were all aware that setting fire to someone else's property is illegal, but they were blinded by their motive, which was their hate for Jerry, and intentionally carried out the plan anyway.
In hindsight, it would have been much better for Tom if he had used fire for its intended purpose, to make cool title and end cards for Paperslide videos. The end.